I want to talk about when it comes to the images that you're creating and how important it is to be in control of what you allow to enter the public domain. I say this, let me give you an example. When I first started shooting, I used to do acting headshots, and basically you're coming in and you're trying to establish yourself as this particular person that does this particular style of work or body of work or whatever, however you want to define it or name it. And what ended up happening, because I was unsure of myself, but I was still willing to do the work. And when it came time to photograph, and then when it came time to proof the images, to go through and find out which were the stronger images, I allowed that process to be, I gave that to my subject. One would think because they're paying that that's actually not a bad thing, but I think all photographers, for the most part, sometimes we cringe at the idea of the choices that our clients sometimes make. Okay, so for years, early on, as a headshot photographer, I would say, okay, come in and choose your best 10 images, which it was like, oh, whatever, choose your best 10 images and I'll put them together for you. It sounded good, it sounded really good. But it wasn't until I received back the pics from my clients, and then I'm like, well, why did they choose this images? Why did they choose that image? What the hell? Why would you choose images that don't represent you, that don't shine or spotlight your best attributes? Like, why would you do this? So it baffled me for quite some time, and even though it baffled me, I convinced myself that, it's okay, whatever, that's their choices, because that's them, but this is me now, so let me choose the ones that I think are the stronger of the series of images, and let me do what I have to do with them, and then put them out there so that people can see, well, I'm pretty good at what I'm doing. You understand? So come on over and choose me as your headshot photographer. What ended up happening was the bad work, or the work that was not as compelling and that I was not so impressed by, became more so my calling card than the good work that I was putting out. Because my work came into the market space after the work that I did for my clients. And because my work came out last, nobody cared about the better versions of the horrible images. It's like the old adage that people will remember the bad you do quicker than they will remember the good you do. So because of that, it tarnished my, I would say, my process, or it tarnished my reputation as a headshot photographer for a bit, because number one, I gave away way too many images. Number two, I didn't pick the images, or I didn't narrow it down to the very best of what was in the series. I allowed my subject to come in and make choices for my creativity. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I should have been the one that says, hey, these 10 images here are your strongest images. Now I'm going to send this over to you. You go through the 10. You pick 2, you pick 1. That's it. Now, if I had done it that way, what it would have been is that I'm gearing and I'm steering my subject where I want them to be. and I want them to be in this realm of these 10 top tier images that I feel would blow anybody out of the water, any competition, that when they go into the casting, like, oh wow, that's clearly a good representation of you as a subject. So, but I didn't do that. Now that I'm more experienced, and I realize, that shit doesn't work. So what do I do? Okay, what do I do now? Now what I do is I only allow you to see what I want you to see. I only allow you to pick from what I want you to pick from. I think we all, as photographers especially, we are only as good as the images that we have out there. And also too, by allowing only the top tier images to be seen by my subject, and whatever I retouch, it's consistent, because if I'll use their retouch, the one image that I sit down and I retouch, that I give to my client, that I put onto my marketing, it's consistent through all the platforms. There will never be a variation of it. It's either black and white or it's color, but it will always be from the same retouching process. It won't be, well, I like this one, but I don't like that one. And then, because I feel like what it does is it gives the brand, or it gives your photography business a bit of schizophrenia. Like, well, you was good on this day, but what happened on this day? No, it's consistent throughout. I'll steer you towards what I consider to be my best work. I'll steer you towards what I consider to be my best work, and I will have you pick from that. Okay, once you make your choice, then I go into the retouching aspect of it. And once the retouching and that I'm pleased with it, then I will turn it over to my clients. And it took me a long time to get that. But my advice to you, especially new photographers, is that that's basically, in order to keep a cohesive nature of what you put out into the world, don't be so quick, number one, to grab your best image and just post it online or whatever, because a lot of times your subject, like they don't know themselves what really is a good image, or what, quote unquote, the standard of a good image is. It's all open to interpretation. But you, as a photographer, you have an idea of what's a great image coming out of your camp, and you have to control what's coming out of your camp, your content. So when you're working and as you elevate, people can associate you with consistency of quality throughout, and that's one of the best ways of controlling quality and controlling and creating a brand awareness of quality. I think because styles change, but the quality is the one thing that we're trying to keep as the main focus in what it is we're doing. A lot of times when I'm trading, like when I'm doing light testings, what I do now more so is that I let them know, whatever, once we're done, and whatever I pick, whatever are the hardest images or the most outstanding images of the series, and I narrow it down. So I narrow them down to 6. I'm gonna do one retouching series on 6 images. Those 6 images that I have are going to be the 6 images that I'm going to use for my marketing, promotion, and whatever else there is that I need to. And those 6 images will also be given to the guy or the gal that assisted me with the lighting setup. Why? Because I want whoever posted them, it always has a consistent feel throughout. It's not, okay, today it looked good, or this particular image looked good, or this style of retouching here looked good. No, it's gonna carry through from whatever I pick to whatever I deliver and whatever I use in my marketing, the whole 9 yards. It's gonna be one cohesiveness. So if it's 10 years down the line, it's the same image 10 years down the line from my side and to my model side, So if you haven't, as a creative, or for creative, especially photographers I'm really speaking to, because this is something that I'm about. is that be careful. Control your content. Your content is key. Your content is what separates you from your competition. So knowing that your content is what separates you from your competition, what distinguishes you in the marketplace, you have to safeguard what goes out. You know, you have to safeguard what goes out, because like I said, people have a tendency of really just focusing on the bad you have done, and a lot of times neglect to pay attention to all the successful aspects of your path. So for me to you, I would say control your content. Control your content. You control what you allow to go out into the universe, and you control what you allow people to associate you with. I say quality over quantity any day. I say you are the creator, so you make the choices. Don't allow your subjects, to dictate crap when you know it's garbage.